just there. You can zoom in a bit. I think she's to the right of screen. We're not gonna see. I think because I'm a bit lower, I've got visual of her, but with the camera we're gonna struggle. So Brent is calling these leopards the royal family. I wonder what's the story there. Maybe you can tell me a bit more about their history and how that came about. Kathy in Tennessee. You would like to know how many daughters Karula has given birth to. It is 4 daughters that she has had. So the 4 daughters are Thandi, Shadow, Shavumzi, if I'm saying that correct, and Shongile. And Annette, you would like to know if Karula found Thandi, would they fight? I do not think so. Most likely Karula gave Thandi a bit of her territory. Maybe Karula expanded hers. I don't know exactly what had happened, but I don't think they will fight. She might protect the cubs from her, but I don't think they'll go into a full-on fight. If it was an unrelated female, it might have been a different story, but because... hello. Just look at the power of that young creature. Being able to lift a bushbuck like that. It's not maybe a half a bushbuck, but still, for a 10-month-old leopard to do that is quite impressive.
Getting the roof in shot.
Yeah. We've just got the roof in shot. Let me just move the vehicle a little bit.
Yep.
All good?
Yep.
There we go, much better. She's gone and taken this kill into a much thicker area, so we might get a bit of trouble getting that good shot, but it's still amazing to be with them and see what they get up to. Maybe on the move again. Let's see, maybe she wants to get it a bit higher, get it out of the reach of predators. I think she's going to have to find a better tree though. This one's been pushed over by elephants long ago. Maybe she's just playing. At the base of the tree, we can just below the below the fallen log, there's a bit of a gap. We can go to the left a bit more. There we go. We've got Karula's tail and back feet. It's visible now. Just gonna reposition again. Folks, while we get ourselves in a better position, we're gonna head over to Tayla and see what she's busy with.
Now, I don't know if you've been watching the dam cam, but we're very quickly going to go back across to it to have another look at what is going on with the little lambs. Now, it seems as though at one point it was really... Oh, no, now they're racing around. But just a moment ago, they were all gathered around that log and they were munching on it. And it seems like the two females on the right are going to have a bit of a game and push each other around. Come on, here we go. Look at them. All the little ones running around. I love it when the wind picks up. It almost makes the animals a little bit silly. But you can also see one of the lodges just on the right-hand corner, in case you were wondering what that was. But isn't this amazing how they all start to push each other around like this? Not that those two adults really need to worry about fighting, because it's the boys that do the fighting. Here's a little one coming in to join. What are you guys doing? I want to play too. Aren't they absolutely adorable? Oh, look at all the dust that they're kicking up as well. Yeah, lots of fun and games this afternoon. And they've obviously realized that the rain is not coming like it was initially threatening to. So they've all stood up again. Some of them are munching away. And then, of course, they're now chasing each other around. You guys have got lots and lots of energy today, don't you? And off they go around. Now, there's something else that I want to show you, but you're going to have to come back across to me very quickly. Now, remember I was talking about the guinea fowls and the guinea fowl chicks. I saw that some of you have never ever seen a guinea fowl chick. Have a look at this picture I pulled up on the internet. Aren't they cute? There's lovely dark markings and, of course, the orange and yellow tinges that they have on their bodies to help camouflage them when they're young. But remember, the chances of the survival of a young guinea fowl it's quite tough. It's very much like the survival of the Franklin or the spurfowl chicks or even an Egyptian goose's goslings. So they're preyed upon by snakes, they're preyed upon by eagles and all sorts of goodies. Even the smaller cats like maybe Shongila or Hosana, they would find that, or even Thandi's cub, they would of course find that very appetizing. Now, remember, we are playing a game, so I hope you are all taking note as to what is going on around the tent. The antler, that's not a word, antler is not a word, antler game, of course. And yes, I hope you've noted them down, because we've only got 10 minutes to go before we're going to call in the final answers. So remember to send in your answers. What animals or how many skulls have we put, of course, the reindeer antlers on? Hashtag Safari Live for Twitter, or questions at WildEarthTV. Now, I know Evia had 3 cats, but we're not going to go back to those ones. We're going to go and have a look at Thandi, who's copying my pose.
Well, Thandi has barely moved a muscle. She's looking very comfortable in the boughs of this marula tree. Fast asleep. Till she heard an impala. I heard the impala too, Thandi. Might she come down? I can't see the impala, but I heard them. Oh, look at that fat belly. Would she come down? I think the impala would almost have to stumble onto her. She's looking quite intently to the southwest. Her ears picked up. I don't think she can see them. I think she just heard them. Same as me. Oh, maybe she can see them. Hello, Janet. Janet's wondering what is the name of Thandi's cub. Janet, it's too young to have a name just yet, so there is no name for Thandi's cub. And she's still not as interested as when she initially woke up on hearing those impala. I think she might have a snooze again. I don't know if you guys, can you hear that cuckoo in the background? There's an African cuckoo calling. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. Maybe it's just me who's a bit cuckoo. Hello Sabrina, who's 13 years old, and Sabrina's wondering, would Thandi's cub be able to eat with Karula's cubs? Most certainly not. Unfortunately, they would not be friends. And I don't think Karula or Thandi, vice versa, would let, even though they're mother and daughter, would stand for them in each other's territories unless they were mating. Now, Thandi's cub was seen this morning somewhere very close to here, so it could be sleeping in another tree, or it could be sleeping on the ground. We just can't see it from where we are. Now, it looks like the rain is going to miss us. Apart from those few little drops we had, I think we're probably going to have a full sunset safari. Some big marula trees up on this crest. And thankfully it is a crest. Because if she had probably been 50 meters further to the east of us, we would be in the Mowanini River where we don't get signal. Now she's looking to the east. What is that there? Those warthogs in the distance. No, they're little bushes. I thought I saw some little warthogs. I think she might come down the tree. What do you think, Fim? 50-50.
Very fat to me.
And she does look very fat. And it is quite nice and cool up there with the wind blowing. But you never know. Okay, it sounds like F is in a tricky patch for Wendy in terms of signal in the Moati. He's trying to reposition at the moment, and we'll sit with Thandi till he gets into a spot where you'll be able to see the royal family again. And if worse comes to worse, we can always swap leopards, because I think Wendy's got signal here, and Rusty seems to have better signal in the Moati River. What has she spotted? Ah, is that an impala? What is she looking at? What is she looking at back there? I thought I saw something moving in the distance. I found way down there. On down. I wonder what is there. Well, obviously she's got an advantage over us in that nice high perch. She'll be able to see anything. Or maybe she's just looking to where the cub is. And I saw that little bit of movement, and I was hoping that we might have a little cub coming to join her. Wouldn't that be spectacular? No, she hasn't been contact calling. Very, very interesting. What do you think's down there? Is it the cub or something to eat, Vim?
Hopefully both.
Hopefully both. Yes, the eternal optimist when it comes to big cats. I'm still so fascinated to how this is going to play out. I'm not sure whether the Thandi's cub's male or female. I saw two. Last time I saw them, there were still two of them. There's only one now. And it's going to be so... I always find that so fascinating when the female leopards do become independent of their mothers and how they set up the new territories. So we could see two little leopard cubs setting up new territories. If Thandi's cub is of course a female, I'm not 100% sure. Sorry? In the bottom of the drainage. Can you see them from the road? Ah, so Shanae is also here, and she's just told me that the two sticks... Sorry? Okay, so Vim, can you see that car through the bush over there? Behind us.
Right behind the antenna.
There's a lion sighting there, the sticks, females and cubs. That could be what Thandi is staring at so intently back there. Let me just move the vehicle a little bit, Vim. I want to see if we can see those lions. Okay, while we reposition slightly and try to see if we can get a view of the lion, let's cross to Tayla, see something about a quiz deadline. Oh dear, that sounds quite serious.
Now, how incredible is this? I'm actually very impressed that there were a couple of you that managed to get all the answers right, but we'll go through the skull. So the first skull we had the antlers on was, of course, Jerry the giraffe. That was an easy one. And then the next skull we had it on was the zebra. We put it on the table very sneakily. Then we had it on the baboon skull. Then we had it on... Who did we have it on next? I've forgotten. I even had to write my own answers down because I can't remember. Then we had it on the wildebeest, I forgot. And then, of course, last but not least, we had it, of course, on Mr. Wildebeest over here. Now, congratulations to a few of you who got it right. Deb and James, you guys actually win the entire competition. Not that there's ever any prizes that go up, but because you got the bonus point. You didn't just get the 6 skulls. You got the antlers that I was wearing on my head as well. That was a little sneaky little point we just threw in there. So well done to, of course, all of you. Very, very, very well done. I thought after this morning's game of I Spy Fridays, and, well, you all didn't do as well as I thought you would. That snail shell was hiding away. It was very sneaky. But I'm very impressed. You have all redeemed yourself this afternoon. And, well, congratulations. And I think that's what we're going to do every time we come to the tent. Well, every time I'm here. I quite like games. I'm not sure about anybody else. And we'll try and come up with different games every time we are here. Now, isn't it interesting about Brent and, of course, Thandi staring over into the distance and possibly looking at the Styx lions? And hopefully those Styx lions do move so that you can all get a little look at them too. I haven't seen them in such a long time. Right, let's go out of there. And we even had to change the name. But I feel as though I got a little bit too excited on the name change. I changed it from Flashing Fridays to Soggy Fridays. But it wasn't very soggy at all, so we have to change it again. Eggsy, what are we going to change it to now?
Just Friday.
Just Friday, right. It was Freaky Friday this morning. Then it was I Spy Friday, Flashing Friday, Soggy Friday. But in actual fact, it's just a normal Friday afternoon here in Africa. And, well, some of you, it's only Friday morning. So I hope that you are enjoying your day. Oh, look. Who's sitting on the top of the cheese? Who have we got sitting in the top of that tree? Those look like 2 Cape Glossy starlings from over here. They're looking very dull on this cloudy afternoon. But that's expected, because we normally only get to see their beautiful feathers in that bright blue when the sun is around because of the iridescence. And I'm sure that they're probably quite happy for the moment that the rain didn't come just yet. You can see they're doing an evening groom before I'm sure that they go and find their new perch. Look, look, look. We've got 2 more. Can you see that one sitting there in the tree? Now those, there's a pair of them as well, are southern black tits. And that tree that you just saw the starlings sitting in, they actually were nesting in a hole in that tree. Isn't that just amazing? I think it's quite incredible. I don't know if their chicks have hatched. There's one more bird that has joined. Well, as the starlings leave, you can see the trusty old fork-tailed drongo also sitting up on the trees. Wow, isn't that amazing? How cool are all those birds? And I have to tell you as well, actually yesterday I went across to have a look at the hardy-dar nest, and I noticed that the chicks were gone, and I completely forgot to mention to you all, but I know Brent went there this afternoon and had a look, so that was good. And I think that, I don't know if Shongile or Hosana got to them. I think, and I'm hoping that those chicks fledged, because remember I pointed out that they had that stripe, that white cheek stripe across their face, and that was an indication that were about between 25 and 27 days old. So I think just after that, it was about 3 or 4 days ago, I think it was their opportunity to go and fledge. So we'll keep an eye around in that area, because I suspect that they may hang around, of course. Oh, I'm just looking at the southern black tit again. They may hang around with their parents and learn how to forage properly. I'm sure they're not going to learn overnight how to use those long beaks. Let's see, maybe it goes into its hole. Yes, there we go. That's where they're nesting. Isn't that amazing? I'm trying to listen to see if there's chicks, but I can't hear anything just yet. So I suspect that maybe they've also fledged. I'm not sure, but it's nice to know and find so many different, of course, nests. I'll have to add another pin to my GPS, but these are ridiculous. All I can hear is the jingly bells. We shall throw those over there. And now they're shouting about. Oh, I don't want to do it, but Rebecca is begging me to do a guinea fowl alarm call, but I can't even remember what a guinea fowl sounds like. So let's go back to get my mobile device, which has all the bird calls on it, and we'll quickly listen. Right, let's turn the volume on. Let's go into the birds. We'll look for G for a guinea fowl. There we are. Right, helmeted. Right. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Let me turn the sound off. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing a guinea fowl alarm call ever again in my life. That's me done. Now, Brent, Evia, you guys have got absolutely no excuses now, because I've done it. I've embarrassed myself. I feel like as though I need to go and dig myself into, maybe into a warthog burrow and hope that the roof caves in, because I'm that embarrassed. So Evia's got no excuse. So you got to keep hounding. Send through questions. I think you should hashtag Safari Live as to, really forcing Evia and Brent to do their guinea fowl alarm calls. It's only fair, don't you think? And don't be fooled, because I've done it once before where I've played the call and just hidden the mobile. Brian's actually done it, and of course played. I'm letting you in on one little trick, but that's it, because I won't do it again. I'm going to practice all my calls now, so don't let them do that. Now, unfortunately, it's time for me to disappear. But Donna Lee, you said that I thought that I told her once that there were no antlers in Africa. Quite right there, but sneaky, but luckily those are faux antlers. But it's been a wonderful afternoon out here in the tent, and I hope that you've enjoyed all the games that we've played with you over this morning's Sunrise Safari and, of course, this afternoon's one. But it's time for myself and Eggsy to zip the tent up, but we're going to send you back across. I don't know where I'm sending you. I think it was Brent. Was it Brent? Is it Brent? I don't know where we're going, but I'm saying goodbye to you now. And well, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm sending you, but I'm going to say goodbye now.
Welcome back. We had some problems with our signal, so unfortunately we had to leave the royal family. But as we keep rolling and moving around, let's see what else we can find. I wonder what is Tayla's story with all the bird calls and the challenges. Luckily guinea fowl, they're not too difficult to mimic because they just make a noise. So normally they'd start off contact calling one another, and it's just and then if they get scared, so that's my impression. We'll have to find out whose was better, mine or Tayla's, but I'm not using technology to my advantage. So let's see, let's find out. Thank you, Tayla. Taylor's saying my alarm call was so good that the guinea fowls started chatting back to me from the tent, although we're quite far off. With this weather, it looks like there's a little bit of new growth and the termites are busy building their mound. See that dark spot, the wet spot, and just look at all those termites crawling around, adding onto their colony and onto their nest. I think these are those large fungus growing termites. So they collect grass and all sorts of other things, take it down into the mound where they farm funguses. So they've got these fungus chambers that grow their food, basically. These look like they're mostly workers just doing a bit of repairs and adding on. Coralie, you would like to know if there's a queen termite. There definitely is. She is also in a chamber somewhere in the mound, and she's being fed, she's being looked after, so she just keeps growing and growing and growing. So she becomes immobile and she just sits there producing eggs, and she'll lay thousands upon thousands of eggs every day, depending on what is needed. If it's workers that is needed, maybe an aardvark or something attacked the termite mound and ate a lot of the working or the workforce, she'd be producing more worker eggs. If a lot of soldier eggs or soldier termites got taken out, the same thing will happen. She'll just produce soldier ants. So through pheromone in the colony, and they produce accordingly. So yeah, just something interesting with these, from the leopards to this. It's been a good afternoon. Sure. On the Tayla would like to know, on the predators list, where would the termites fall? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. While I think about that, it sounds like Brent has managed to join up with the royal family, and let's go see what they are up to.
beautiful dash off. There we go. Queen Karula. Yeah, the go-away birds complaining. Where are you off to, Madam Karula? She might head towards Twin Dam. She's going to come right towards us, though. You're going to sleep right in front of the car. Oh, there we go. He's going to sleep right in front of our vehicle. Hello, Miss Karula. Where's little Hasana dashed off to? He ran through into the bush. Is that him there? Oh, well spotted, Vim. He's having a snooze through there. Is that Shongile? Is Hassan? Have they swapped over? I thought Shongile, when I heard last, was eating, but it actually looks like Hassan has moved onto the carcass. And Shongile is actually the one sleeping in the bush. Oh, you're going to drop it. Bring it back. Yes, there we go. And it looks like a baby, yeah, either a baby bushbuck or baby Nyala. Now, Lane would like to know, do they eat the fur? Now, Lane, they don't. They're unable to digest keratin, which is what the hair is made out of. But it will come out in their dung. They inadvertently do eat some fur, and they'll also cough it out in hairballs. Oh, he's eating the nose at the moment. What is the Queen up to? She's just having a nice snooze right off the front of the vehicle. Wonderful spot for them. There's water close by, lots of big trees around in case any other predators happened upon. You can see how close she's come to us. Now Hassan is just hanging on to that carcass. Isn't it fascinating how he's eating through the nose? Now, of course, there's quite a lot of nutrients in that area, lots of sinuses and things like that. And the main reason often that they'll eat through there is to get to the tongue. And the tongue's still there. Sorry, I just got to help Taxon quickly get in here. Tax. Yeah, there's a view from the Shkova, but I don't know if the view might be better now from the southwestern side up where they left that stuff from Twin Dams. There we go. He's going for the tongue. He's trying to get the tongue out. Copy. He managed to get some of the tongue. I'm not sure. Looked like it. Oh, he's moved on to the ear. Come on, put it up onto the branch so we can see what you're doing. Look at him playing with that baby Inyala. Oh, tumble. Where's he gone now? Hopefully he hoists it back up to the top, or is he just going to be lazy and lie behind the fallen tree? There he is. He is turning into a magnificent young male leopard. There we go. Now you can see he is quite full, so he is feeding a little bit, but he's mostly playing with the carcass. Karula seems to have been making a meal out of a lot of baby Inyala this year, all along the Mawati River. I guess this must be the 4th or 5th baby Inyala we've seen them with. Hello, David in Napa. David is wondering, is the mother Inyala still nearby? I don't think so. I can't see any sign of her. Oh. And who says you're not allowed to play with your food? Now, it's always fascinating when you watch leopards that even now where there's 3 of them, you never see them sharing a carcass or eating a carcass at the same time. They will take turns, and they are solitary cats, so it's one of those interesting things about leopards. It's very rare to see 2 leopards feeding on a carcass at the exact same time. It looks like he's done, or is he just jumping down to a bit of a different spot? He really wants to put that Inyala back on the log, but it's stuck in that jackalberry. Oh! Oh, what a clown. What a clown. There we go. Success. Looks like that took a lot of energy. And so he's playing. They have fed on it quite a bit, but as you can see, he's mostly just playing with the carcass. It's absolutely magnificent to spend time with these cats, and as you're saying, the little leopards are learning so much at the moment, and both in the time that mom is away hunting and even when she is with them, you can see even the playing with the carcass is still practice. Oh, and he's done. Oh wait. Now look at him as he straddles the log. Now I've just heard that young Hosana is not the only thing lazing upon a log this afternoon. Let's go see what it is.
Hello, hello. We are enjoying a spectacular spectacular sunset again. You can see the Drakensberg Mountains in the background. I wanted to get a bit higher up in this tree, but unfortunately it's wood borer infested and quite hollow, so I would have probably broken a couple of bones if I decided to move up a bit further. You can hear, let me just do that again, how hollow this tree is after the wood borers have gotten hold of it. We've got another surprise visitor just behind Davy. There's a blue wildebeest male walking into our lovely sunset spot. Territorial male on his own, no females around. I don't think he's as lucky as the males over on Cheetah Plains at the moment, with the nice open spaces and having females in his area. I'm a bit stuck up top here, so we can't really follow him at this stage. We'll just have to maybe wait a bit. Might have to get down here very ungracefully, so I'll just stick it out and just enjoy the sunset a bit longer before I try and attempt anything funny or hurt myself. It is amazing with that weather that we had earlier. All the lightning and thunder around, that's kind of disappeared at the moment. We're heading back over to Brent, see what the royal family is up to.
Now, I don't know how Hosana... Oh, off he goes again. It's made such a... There we go. Look at that. Up and down, up and down. He's having the best time. Oh, and then now Shongili's come to join Karula, and she's giving her a nice clean. I think Hosana has eaten enough that he's going to decide that he's tired of playing and might want to go see Mom shortly. And it's going to be interesting to see whether Shongile goes to feed or Karula, because Karula looks quite hungry. The cubs both look quite well fed. Oh, you're going to drop it again? Now, I mean, look at that. Even at this young age, even though it is a baby antelope, I mean, look at that incredible strength and power that this young leopard is showing. Ooh, he's just hanging on now. Off he goes. What you gonna do with it now, mister? Back on the log. You're not eating, mister. It's time to share. And your mother looks quite hungry. Hello Mars, who's a brand new viewer joining us. Great to have you on Safari Live with us. Mars is wondering, how often do leopards eat? Well, it all depends. Normally you would say on average once every 3 days, but if you average out all the meat they eat in a month, a big male leopard will eat around 8 to 9 kilograms a day, and a female about 7 kilograms a day if you average it out over the whole month. Here we go, little female cub is getting some grooming from Mom. Oh, her brother plays the fool with the baby Inyala carcass. It looks like he might actually start eating a little bit again. But he is looking quite fat and full. Oh, an itchy ear. Oh, Karula had an itchy ear. She scratched it quite profusely there. You could almost see the ticks flying off. As I said, you can see she's still quite hungry, but she is letting the cubs feed. Elana is wondering, would there ever be a time where a female leopard will ignore or neglect her cubs? Yes. If she had an injury and she needed to look after herself, the survival instinct would take over. And or if it was something really like a pride of lions attacking them, she would try and get herself out of trouble. She wouldn't normally try attack or try defend the cubs against a pride of lions. Now, the survival instinct runs very deep in leopards, and I've even seen female leopards, after being in a big fight and not being able to catch anything, eat their own cubs to survive. And the reason behind this is that they can always have more cubs, so they would rather survive and lose a set of cubs and then mate again. And they lose cubs regularly. The leopard cub mortality rate in this part of the Sabi Sands is around 70%. So it is not unusual for a leopard to lose one or both cubs. But Karula seems to be one of the better mothers out there, and she has reared a lot of cubs to adulthood. If I try to think about it, Misho and Duna, Shavambalan, Shavinzi, Quarantine, Kunuma, Shadow, let me just start again, I got lost there. Mixo and Duna, Shavambalan, Shavinzi, Shadow, Thandi, Quarantine, Kunuma, and now these two, which would make it 10 cubs. Now, for a leopard of her age, that is incredibly impressive to actually have 10 adults. So when we say adult, they made it to a year old, and basically that massive mortality rate in leopards drops very, very a lot. There we go, you can see what she was scratching at. Oh, I think that's a scab from Mr. Tingana and their love affair, from being bitten at the back of the neck while they were mating. Geez, 10 cubs, that's incredible. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, we're doing a tour of young Shongile at the moment. Oh, it looks like she's got a little landing strip there. Nice little tight bunch of spots at the base of her tail. Well, that's not at that's the start of her tail, should I say. There's the base of her tail, and what wonderful fluffy white spot. If we go back just to her back, there we go. See, from her tail going up her back, very equal little set of wide landing strip as well. It's called an airstrip. Quarantine also had one, and who was the other leopard that had a very distinct? Mvula, I think, also has quite a distinct one. See there, Karula's not so straight. Yeah, Trouble. Are you finished playing with your food now? Are you going to eat something or let your mother have a turn? Munch, munch, munch. Well, at least he is feeding and not playing with his food now. Oh, we can hear that as oxpeckers flying overhead. Callie is wondering, can we hear a red-chested cuckoo in the distance? I can't hear one right now. There might have been one curling a little bit earlier, but we've got that coffee tea or me, which is orange-breasted bushshrike. We've got Cape turtle dove saying work harder, work harder. What else can I hear? Have you spotted a bird, yeah? Oh, there we go, the chirp of a woodlands kingfisher. Of oxpeckers in the distance. Crested francolin. We have almost everything except a red-chested cuckoo, but this is the type of area where they do like to hang out, so there might have been one calling earlier, I just might not have noticed it. That's another call of the orange-breasted bushshrike. Now, of course, Karula was mating with Tingana not that long ago, and there is a possibility she might be pregnant. Angie in Wisconsin was wondering about that and asking would she be hanging around with the cubs. Well, as you can see, there we go. She is between the two cubs. Now, they don't get pregnant every time they mate, but there is obviously a possibility she's pregnant. And as I said, I don't think it was a false estrus that caused her to mate with Mr. Tingana, because it carried on for so long. And I think it might just be a bit of old age messing with her hormones and sending her estrus cycles out of sync, because normally she should only be coming into estrus when these cubs are closer to 2 years old. If she is pregnant and does give birth while these cubs are not even 15 months old, it'll be a really interesting thing to see what happens. Would these cubs kill the new cubs? Will she chase these cubs to independence younger? It'd be something really fascinating to watch unfold. I've got a feeling I think Osana would eat cubs if she had cubs. And male leopards do that regularly. So as I was saying, out of the known mortalities in the Sabi Sands, 70% of leopard cub mortalities are attributed to other leopards, and specifically other male leopards. Oh, Shongila's up. Oh, just to lie down again, a little bit closer to us, but still keeping her back to us. Oh, flop. I see trying to keep away from the biting flies. You can see that she's attacking them back, and you can see her skin shimmering slightly. That sort of nervous reaction. Well, it's not a nervous reaction, it's the nerves that are designed to do that, to try keep those biting flies off her body. Hello, Sylvia in Oregon. Sylvia is wondering, do we have tsetse flies in this area? There used to be tsetse flies. They were wiped out, I think, in the 50s by a DDT spraying over the area. So no more tsetse flies in the Leopard, but historically they were. Oh, roll over. Oh, she's really getting upset with these flies. Very busy little girl. Oh, I actually saw that fly land on her nose that she tried to bite. I just can't get comfortable. I've got a big belly, it's hot, and the flies keep nipping me on the nose. What is this world coming to? Heavy breathing. So that rain did not materialize, and it is still incredibly hot in this area. Oh, get that fly, Shongi. We're going to not move from this spot, see what happens next with the royal family, and while we do that, let's go see what Stripes FW has found.
We have found another amazing spot to look at the sunset, and in our presence we've got some zebra and a nice breeding herd of impala. Ooh, they look a bit feisty. See how the ears are pulled back on both of them, back closer to the neck and head. I wonder if that, it's a female. Maybe it was kind of dominance display from the other one, and the other one recognizing that, showing that it's a subordinate. I was told a very interesting story about zebra by a tracker that I used to work with. He was in a sighting where lions were hunting zebra, and a lioness was on a zebra's back, and she ran and chose one of these lower branched trees to run underneath, and there was just enough space for her and not enough space to get under for the lion, and that's how she got away. She basically used the tree to get the lion off her back and make an escape. I would guess that lion must have had a massive headache afterwards. I've also heard stories of zebra kicking lion and breaking their front legs. So although they just look like they're not too dangerous, if they have to protect themselves and get away from a predator, they'll do what they can do to survive. Looks like that one was chasing that youngster around. You see how long the legs are on the youngster? Maybe we'll get a reference point from one of the other zebras walking past it. Its body is basically the same line as the adults, and when they're in a group like this, that allows them to blend into the group much better, and predators can't single out the youngster. So their legs are extremely long for their body. It looks quite awkward. It's biting each other. Youngsters at play, bullying each other. Michael, you would like to know if mares in a zebra herd are related. I think some would be, but not all of them. I know males go and almost kidnap mares from other herds as well. And that is also how a new herd or a harem begins, is a male that's now strong enough to get a group of his own will go or move close to these herds and try and steal these lady or a lady from a harem of another male, and so he will build his own group. The young males, they'll get kicked out, they'll join bachelor herds of males and carry on with life. I think the females would most likely stay around and stick around in the herd that they were born in unless they taken by another male. These youngsters are full of energy. I wonder if they're telling us a story, if they're feeling something brewing. I can see to the north of us it's getting very, very dark, so there's definitely rain about, just nothing has really come down here yet. So hopefully it does, but we never know. We'll have to find out. Often the way those two are standing there, they'll also clean each other like this. They'll stand facing the opposite direction, busy grooming each other, and it's quite important to the way they stand like that, to have a 360-degree view of what is going on around them. So covering all angles to see if there's any predators maybe in the area and to react accordingly. Doug, you would like to know why zebras aren't covered in ticks like buffalo. I think, like I was talking about the grooming earlier, they groom each other, they groom themselves a bit, and they also often roll around in the dust. I'm just going to move back a little bit. They're moving into a nice, more open spot. So yeah, that helps to their cleanliness, is the grooming and rolling around in the dust. That makes them a lot cleaner than the buffalo. So the buffalo use the mud as their way of cleaning themselves. Coates, you would like to know what sort of dynamics a zebra herd has. Basically a dominant male and then a group of females with their offspring. Is a very quick breakdown of their dynamics. The male will try and keep these females as close to him as he can. If they move off too far, he'll go round them up and bring them back. He wants to keep a good eye on them. Like I mentioned earlier, he doesn't want any other males stealing them from him. Another favorite zebra sighting I've just remembered. We found a young zebra foal probably 15-20 minutes after being born. It was just starting to get to his feet. Very wobbly legs at that stage still. And it was quite a lot of fun watching him try getting up and start moving around. At that young age, when zebras give birth, they move away from the herd, from the group. Important thing there is for mum and baby to form a bond and recognize each other. So mostly I would say on smell and then visual recognition. Something even for us we can use if we had to study zebra and really get to identify them and know them a lot better. You look at the shoulder blade, there's a triangular shape in the stripe pattern, and each one is different. The entire stripe pattern is almost like, well, it is like our fingerprints, but that specific area is an easy area to study and to start identifying different individuals. You can see just the two standing there, how different the patterns are. These youngsters are really being silly. When they're bigger and they're seriously fighting, they'll often bite each other, and every now and then you find a male without a tail. As they bite, they stand around each other and they jump up on their back legs, and as they come down biting, the last piece available is the tail, and often that gets pulled off. Hey, you being naughty, you're gonna get kicked in the face. Well, sometimes they have to learn the hard way with a bit of pain. I love those beautiful mohawks, the hair on the neck that's upright like that. When they start losing condition, those hairs start falling over and flopping over. So with this being upright like that, we can definitely tell that they are still in good health and getting healthier and healthier after the drought we had. I think with gaining condition after the drought, every day they get good food, it'll help and add on to their condition. But to get in 100% health, it might take a couple of months at least, just to get everything back to the right levels. One thing that I did realize through the drought, though, is that your animals that are not ruminants handle this a little bit better. Because of the kind of less nutrients in the grass, just the amount that they take in and not utilizing it very well gave them enough sustenance to keep going. So they got that little bit they needed to keep going, and they lost their condition a lot slower than animals like buffalo that are ruminants that utilize every bit of grass that they eat. Although buffalo are bulk feeders as well, they just eat and eat and eat and eat any grass that they can get. The rumination and all that takes every bit of energy out of the plants that they eat. And with a drought like we had, your nutrients are a lot less. Dina, you would like to know if the stripe patterns are exact copies on both left and right side of the animals. I don't think so. I think it is very random at how the pattern develops and how it looks. It is, everyone's unique, so everything will change all over the body. Sometimes, well, yeah, each one will be different, both sides will be different, all over the body will be different on either side of whatever it might be. Just look at those colors coming through again through the tree. Look at that. From earlier when it cooled down so much with the wind and the lightning and thunder around, it is getting quite humid again. So I think with the clouds moving a bit further away, it's building again, maybe building up for a storm later tonight. But at the moment it's quite sticky out here. Folks, I think we're going to move on. We're going to see what else we can find before the end of show tonight. Let's see if we can find one or two more things, maybe a bit more. Who knows what's still out there waiting for us to find them. As we keep searching around, we're going to head back to Brent and see what he's up to and what the cubs are up to.
Okay guys, we're going to have one last quick look at these leopards. It's getting a bit too dark. The kill is still on the ground, so we're not going to put any lights or spotlights here because the clever hyenas have learnt after so many years in the Sabi Sands to follow spotlights to look for leopard kills. And there we go. There's young Hosanna munching away, so we're going to leave these leopards right now. Now, I'm hoping, are we in reverse, Liam? Okay, my clutch did a pop, so I think I had to bleed the clutch earlier, so I think what happened is there was just a little air pocket left and caused the car to jump. Well, we'll see what happens when I start, whether we start. No, I think it was just a little air pocket in my clutch. Okay. So we're going to try and get ourselves out of here. Where's Queen Karula? She's over there. Shongila's there. Let's see, maybe we can just go forward. I think we are not going to go just forward off there. No, I just want to leave Andrew out. So while we leave these leopards, we're going to say, send you back to Effia while I try and negotiate down this steep bank.
Welcome back. I'm going to use the spotlight a bit and see if maybe we can pick up on a chameleon or a bush baby that's maybe a chameleon sitting close to the road on one of these green bushes, or a bush baby jumping around somewhere, moving from tree to tree. Switch on a couple more lights here. So animals of different age, well, different animals handle these sharp lights in a different way, and a lot of your young creatures, their eyes have not adapted to these strong lights yet. So not using the spotlight on the cubs is very important, not only for their eyes but also not to make them vulnerable to other predators. So maybe a hyena moving around, seeing as Karula and the cubs are on a kill, hyena might be interested in it. They might have picked up the smell and start moving around, and we don't want to add any unnecessary risk to their lives with the spotlights until they're a lot bigger. That's one thing. Your herbivores, they don't do well with the spotlights. You can blind them for quite a while, maybe up to a half an hour if you keep the lights on them for too long. What then happens, you just give the predators an unfair advantage. It's the same when maybe predators are hunting and you keep the lights on them. You're illuminating them and you're giving the prey species a chance to see them. So we don't want to have any hand in altering things that has to happen naturally. And that is why we use these spotlights with a huge amount of respect to the animals. You'll see if we do see something like impala, my light will go off immediately. I'll switch the vehicle lights off, drive past it, and then only switch it on again. Come on, chameleons, show yourselves. So what I'm looking for when I'm trying to find a chameleon, although it is green in color as well, it just shines out a little bit more. It sticks out almost like a neon light through these, or in between these green branches. There are some impala ahead of us. I'm just going to switch the lights off quickly. And then carry on. Swift turn there. I'll turn on the next one. I quickly want to see what's happening at Sydney's Dam. Let me just maneuver the vehicle here. We are past those impala again. Get those lights on. Look at Sydney's Dam if anyone's come for a drink. Don't see anything at the moment. Dracula, you would like to know if we've ever run into a killer bee. I definitely haven't. I don't know about any of the other guys, but yeah, from my side, I've been fortunate enough not to have had any contact with that. Darby, have you had? No, same here. So, hopefully the killer bees stay away. Just passing that herd of impala again. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's see if we can bump into one of those chameleons, or maybe a bush baby jumping around. I mean, a nice different thing to see to all the other things we've been seeing this afternoon. It has been an exceptional afternoon with the cats. 4 different leopards on one drive. It's been really good, and all being related in one way or another. So it's quite interesting. Rosa, you would like to see a pangolin? Yo, we are going to have to hope for some serious magic if we're going to bump into a pangolin. We know they're out here, so it's not impossible. But I haven't seen a pangolin in maybe 3 years. Darby, have you seen pangolin before?
Yeah,
awesome. Whereabouts? Maybe we can go check it out.
we have to go to Cheetah Plains.
Oh, do we need to go to Cheetah Plains? Yeah. That's going to be a long drive. We're going to have to do a real Ferrari safari. Maybe get this vehicle flying, and I might turn into an airline captain instead of a Land Rover driver. Are you testing me? It's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are going to be flying at about 5 feet. Our destination will hopefully be reached in about an hour. So let's fasten our seatbelts and enjoy the ride. I have to be there in 4 minutes. Yo. Maybe we need to try for tomorrow. I think it's going to be a bit of a push. So let's rather slow it down again and see if we can find a chameleon. And maybe a pangolin decides to pop up on Djuma. Who knows? Let's see. Looks like all that lightning has moved all around us. There's a lot of lightning to the east now. Every now and then I just get these strikes in the corner of my eye. Bree, you would like to know, with all the changes in temperature and the thunderstorms rolling in, if there's a possibility for tornadoes. Well, I'm not going to say no, because over the last season or so, every now and then there has been recordings of small tornadoes in some parts of South Africa, which isn't a very common thing, but they do occur around here every now and then. I think it's more of a very strong whirlwind than a full-on tornado, but it does happen from time to time. I don't think this is going to end up being one. We'll have to find out maybe tomorrow morning if I was right or wrong on the news. But no, I don't think we're gonna have any issues with tornadoes. Folks, it has been an exceptional afternoon. It's been a wonderful afternoon getting to know some more leopards. So today, another new leopard for me in Karula. And I hope my luck will continue over the next couple of days. It is time for us to say goodbye. From my side and from all the other guys around, Brent and Tayla, thank you for a lovely afternoon. Brent sends his regards and saying goodbye. Davy, thank you for all your help. And I hope everyone has a lovely day wherever you are in the world, or a lovely evening. We'll see you on the sunrise safari.